camera. It doesn't matter what you look like. We love to see your beautiful faces. So please feel free. Put your cameras on. I know that annoys people, but I like to see faces, Come on.
Too.
I'm a face
Hel-
person.
Yes. Hello, ladies. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful week so far. I woke up and I'm like, is it Thursday? I don't even usually know what day of the week it is anymore.
And I
I'm just like
FaceTimed her very early this morning because I said I need,
still laying in bed
and
when
she was
she
still laying in bed.
FaceTimed
I'm like,
me.
I need a friendly face. I'm like,
It was
so
like 6:30.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean, I answered. I don't care because it's
you did
Patricia,
answer.
but I'm like, whatever.
you're like, hello. Good
Yeah.
morning, everyone.
So,
Yay.
welcome to the monthly Grow Your Business Mastermind hosted by the Women of Real. I am Cassandra Murks, if you don't know who I am, and we also have Patricia Young here. She was lucky to get us Courtney Benson today. So, Patricia, do you want to tell us a little bit about how you guys met and hooked up?
Yes.
Well,
So I'm very excited. So I think maybe time flies, y'all. We lose track of time. I think it was like 2 months ago. I saw an event come up in a title company and about Courtney, and I've seen Courtney on TikTok. So I'm like, oh, I want to go, I want to hear. So I thought it was late. I walked in and they were having technical problems. So I was like, you know, but yeah, number one, I was very impressed. And if you follow Courtney, and if you don't follow Courtney, you need to. We'll put her stuff up here. But what you see is what you get. And that is probably one of the best things about social media when we talk about authenticity and who you are and how you present yourself. I mean, I think now more than ever. And I'm glad that's why I approached Courtney about that day, about coming on and teaching women. I mean, she's really made a splash on TikTok. She'll tell you all about that. She's been on for a while. She gets like 55 referrals a year and probably more. But I mean, there's for reasons of that. And I think, it's hard. Social media is a hard place. It's noisy. And with that, before we say this, I just want to say social media is heavy. It's heavy today. It was heavy last night. Okay. So all the women on here, if everybody did one kind thing today and reached out to somebody on social media that maybe needs it or something, but like be a solution, not a problem. Right. So I think that having this topic today is really good to go down that road too, but positivity and learning and how we can help. So, but Courtney, I'm really glad that you're here today.
Well,
So
thank
please
you.
tell
Thanks
us
for
about
inviting me.
you.
Well, thank you. I lost my voice. So I have a throat lozenge in my water. So I don't typically sound this sexy. Uh, but here I am. So thank you for bearing with me. I also can't control the volume of it. So every once in a while I may whisper and then just shout really loud, but it'll keep you ready. Like just be on your toes.
and you guys, if you've got questions or anything for Courtney, I think it's okay if you want to drop them in the chat, if you don't want to say them out loud, or if you want to just kind of raise your hand, that would be great. We want to have an open dialogue communication today. So whatever you need, let us know. We'll be monitoring the chat and I'm super excited. So take it away, Courtney. Tell us a little bit more.
Okay. Well, thanks guys again for having me. I appreciate you. I came over to Real in November and was with a different brokerage before that's in the news with a lot of lawsuits right now. And there was just something Kim Dean sponsored me. I don't know if you guys know Kim Dean. She is precious. I adore her. And I've been friends with her and her husband for a while. And so my husband and I made a decision. I work with my husband, and we were like, we got to get out of here. We noticed it was affecting our business because we really were unhappy where we were. And when mama's unhappy, business ceases to exist. And so,
Very much.
yeah, a couple
Yes.
of dips into the savings account later, he was like, we got to get out of here. So we decided to go work with friends. And when I met with Kim, she was like, well, let me tell you about like all of this stuff. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about your tech. I don't care about your rev share. I just want to go work with friends and be happy. I've done this for 12 years. Nothing impresses me. I just want to be around people that I like because I'm really big about energy. And we went over there and joined in November, and it has been better than I could ever have imagined. Like, I am so grateful. and just means the world to me. So doing this means the world to me. I really appreciate it. Um, but do you want me to talk about my foray into TikTok? Like, is
Yeah,
that
let's do
that?
that
Yes.
because I
Okay.
think, yeah, I think
Okay.
that's what's very impressive. And I just put Courtney's her TikTok link in there. So y'all,
That's me.
that's her.
So I got on, well, I guess I think I want to tell you a little bit about how I came into real estate because I think that's really important because it speaks to where I have moved to. Um, so when I got my real estate license, I had, well, for 14 years, I was in the cosmetic industry, luxury cosmetics. I was a celebrity makeup artist. Worked with some amazing people, including Missy Elliott and Britney Spears, and had this big, wonderful career. Had two babies and got a fear of flying and couldn't travel anymore. And so this was like 2008, 2009. And my husband wrote cartoons for Netflix. Like we both had really great big jobs. So I decided to step away from my career. And 2 weeks later, he got laid off. And we had two babies under the age of 5. We had to sell our house before they graciously came to take our house. They did come pick up my car for me, so that was really nice of them. We decided to go buy dry cleaners in Frisco, Texas. I don't even think we ever dry cleaned our clothes. So talk about dumb. But we were like, whatever. So we bought these dry cleaners, pretty much lost everything. I didn't realize how scrappy I was about making money, but I'm very scrappy. We had a ton of realtors would come into the dry cleaner all the time. And I was doing interior design boards because people liked the way I decorated. And they were like, will you like come decorate my house? And I'm like, side hustle, sure. So one day I'm in the back of the dry cleaner, which by the way, when we bought the dry cleaners, I didn't realize I'd be touching dirty clothes. So like literally that's how far I remember the first person came in and brought their dirty clothes and put them on the counter. And he walked out and I looked at my husband and I started crying. And I was like, 2 weeks ago, I was upstairs in New York City with Jane Lauder. And now I'm touching this guy's nasty pants. I was like, my life has turned. Guys, this is horrible. So things just got really hard. And we were living on a $60 a week food budget as a family of 4. And so one day I'm in the back of the dry cleaner and I'm doing this interior design board, and a Groupon popped up in the corner of my screen, and it was a Groupon for real estate classes for $199. We had $237 in our bank account. And I clicked on it, and it must have been a God thing because I bought it. I tried to return it after I realized I bought it, but it's a download, so they don't let you return downloads. So I called my husband, hysterical in tears. I just spent all of our money. And he goes, he's so chill. He was like, you'll be great. No problem. So it took me a year to get my license. And when I started, I just kind of like, I was fortunate in that I was successful when I started. I was on Facebook. I learned how to market on Facebook where I didn't talk about real estate. Like if you know anyone looking to buy or sell, I'm sure I made a few posts, but I dealt with everything through humor. So everything was very self-deprecating humor. I was also 130 pounds heavier than I am now. So I've lost 130 pounds in my over the last 3 years, which you can see on TikTok as I'm losing weight.
Wow, that is
Oh,
amazing. Congratulations,
yeah, thank
Courtney.
you.
That's a huge feat. So
Well,
yes.
so what happened? So I got my license. I did some stuff. Facebook was kind of the thing back then. Learned how to market myself on Facebook without having to show myself, which is where the humor comes in because that was my shtick. I was funny. I was the funny, chubby girl. And it gave me my grit because I wanted to be the one who was in the room with the pretty realtors. And I wasn't going to let that stop me. So that actually was my drive in the beginning. And I learned how to market without putting my face or my body in it because I was just convinced that someone from high school would see me, even though I went to high school in Central California and had 30 kids in my class. I was convinced one of them was going to see me and think I like was a loser. And so this was just this fear. And then COVID hit, and I didn't realize how social I was. Thought I was just good. Like, I don't need people, I'm good. And I created a show on Facebook called the Hey Courtney Show. And it was kind of a joke because everyone would, hey Courtney, real quick. Hey Courtney, can I ask you a question? Hey Courtney. So I called it the Hey Courtney Show. And I got on camera and I would interview people from their COVID homes, businesses, agent friends, whatever. And I would just do these little interviews. And so that kind of sparked something in me, and nobody made fun of me. And in fact, people were cheering me on. And I was like, but I'm so overweight. Why are they, or do they think I'm pathetic? I had all these thoughts in my head. And I had lost about 20 pounds. And then I decided I was going to go on TikTok because the kids were on TikTok. And so I did a dance with our COVID puppy that we had bought during that time. And so that was my first foray into TikTok, was me dancing with the puppy, and my kids were very little. And we had some fun. We did a couple of things. And then one day I got on TikTok to talk about a new construction builder that I had been dealing with. Because during COVID, especially here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, there were like 200 people on the wait list. And my client had over $1 million, and they were so rude. And they were like, you get white subway tile, that's it. Like, you get nothing and you'll like it. And on top of that, you're going to put 30% down. And it was just the most wild thing I had dealt with. So I did a quick video. I was sitting on my couch and I had one of my trucker hats on that I typically wear. And I'm like slumped over, no makeup. And I do this video about my experience with this builder. And I wasn't harsh on them. I just gave my experience. This is what we went through. And the next morning, I got a call from American Legend, and they said my TikTok had gone through their corporate office. And she said, I can't help but to think you're talking about us. And I said, well, I was talking about you. And I said, if you thought it sounded so bad that you would pick up the phone to call me, I just want you to know what it sounds like to your clients and to agents. And then I sat back and I'm watching the numbers on this video just go and go. And I thought that felt like power to me. And if I could film this video off the cuff, slumped over with a hat on, sitting on my couch, just telling a story. And it was so impactful that this company called me. I thought, well, what else could I say? What else could I do? And so that was kind of my start into just sharing things, because I think there's so much bullshit in our industry. I think we have so much fake adoration for people over and over again. Like, it wasn't that powerful. That was so impactful. And then you sit there and you're like, was it? I don't really feel like it was. Or like, everyone just has these blanket statements that we repeat over and over and over again. And then I always sat back and I was like, it must be me. Like, I must be a jerk because I don't feel any of that, or I don't think that. I didn't feel like it was powerful. Like, I don't. And so I just kind of, in my own way, I'm also 48 years old, so you give a whole lot less shits after 40. Just
True.
started.
Very true.
You do. I'm like, come at me, what you got? I was broke. I was fat. Like, you got nothing on me. I always telling people, it's like, do you remember the movie 8 Mile? It's
Yes.
like my favorite, when Rabbit goes up and he's like getting ready to rap, and his friend Cheddar Bob is like, well, what are they going to say about you? And he's like, I did live in a trailer park with my mom. And he like goes through the whole thing. That is my TikTok career. I'm like, something, I'm going to tell it to you first because you got nothing on me. I have no shame. Like, yep, they took my car. Yes, I sold my house. Yes, I lost 130 pounds. What you got? I'm still standing and I'm winning. So I don't care what you say. Like, I think it was in those moments that one, I realized people don't care as much about us as we think they do. Like, we are very internalized and we're very special, right, to us. And while we can be special to other people, we're not as special as we think we are to them. People come to us because they need something from us, our energy, our information, help, whatever it is. And so me sitting back and thinking, people were picking apart the way I looked or the way I say things just really wasn't true. And I realized it was a story I was creating in my own head because it protected me from showing up. So if I can say I can't go online because I weigh 130 pounds too much and people are going to call me fat or people are going to, I mean, someone did pick on my eyebrows once and I'll be honest, that hurt me a little bit. I was like, ooh, rough. Okay. Um, but like, and it's so funny. So I've been on TikTok for 3 years, and about a year into it, I remember I looked at my husband and I was getting all this business, and I said, you know what's so crazy? People have called me stupid, but no one's called me fat. Like that, just still, even after that long, I was like, oh my God, nobody called me fat. And I really started to realize like these things, we put them in our head, and it's a form of self-protection. I hate cold calling and door knocking because I think, God, who would do that? That's horrible. Like, and I have always talked shit about it. But the reality is, it does work for a lot of people.
Mhm.
But that is I won't do it because it doesn't work because.
Well, and
And
everybody's totally like that. Like cold calling doesn't work for me either. I don't do it. Like I'm like, if it's good for you, that is great. Good
yes,
for you. But like you cannot pay me to cold call people.
And that's
no,
why there's different stuff because
yeah,
people are going to do what works. Well, you have to believe in it because if you don't believe in it and you try to
100%.
do it, it's not going to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned. And like, so I've been on, I'm going to kind of jump around here for a second. So I've been on TikTok for about 3 years. So what I realized is in the power that I had in that phone call. And I'm like, what can I turn this into? Because we're all sitting home. I might as well have a project. And so started filming videos, was getting referrals from it right away. People were calling. And then I noticed a whole bunch of realtors started following me. And I was like, oh God, like that was not my intention. And I will tell you, as of yesterday I got my 81st referral from TikTok since January. So
Shit.
realtors
Really?
call, realtors call. And in fact, I have referred out over $4 million worth of business because people, if they're in the state of Texas, they just call me, not realizing where I am or how big Texas is. So I've also been able to benefit from sending out referrals. I just sent one out to one of our guys in Breckenridge. I did a referral, got $19,000 from the referral. So it has been is blessed in so many ways. But I think my biggest turn, so I was started getting referrals. Agents would call me, buyers and sellers would call me directly. And I was doing a lot of content about for buyers and sellers directly. Whether it was like contracts, answering stuff about contracts, or just what I did in a day. And it wasn't like a follow me around. It was more like, you'll never believe this happened to me today. Or, oh my God, this lady came and knocked on my seller's door and he was pissed off. And what people don't realize is this. And I would just tell stories. And so people started connecting with that. And then I had a bunch of agents follow me. And so I was getting business and I got really busy. And 2 years ago, I did about $30 million. That was my biggest year. And I remember I finished that year and I just was miserable. My husband said, God, like, what is wrong with you? You know? And I had already worked through all this stuff on social media, like people talking shit to me. They would keep me up at night because my ego wouldn't allow for it. And I'm a fighter. So I am not the kind who's like, go with God. And I'm like, oh, you stepped in it now, mofo. Like, I will spend some energy because that is that is my personality. Some guy told me the other day I had a viral,
Somebody poked the bear.
someone
Yes.
poked the bear, and some guy told me the other day, I make a lot of small penis jokes to them, but he said I had a viral video about how to submit a lowball offer. And he said, your shirt and sweater don't work. And I said, much like you. And like, they're just little, and I laugh, whatever. Um, I get clients from it actually because they're like, you're funny. And so anyways, I finished this big year and I was miserable and found who I've dubbed her my business therapist. I found her on TikTok. And so I called, was watching a video and she spoke to me and I called her and I was like, I need some help because it is a lot. Like social media can feel like a lot. The clients can feel like a lot. And um, I am always like, it's never enough. And we do that, right? Like we'll set a goal and we get too close to the goal and we move the goal. Before we've even hit the goal, we move the goal. Like, and so we're just always in this perpetual, it's never enough. It's never good enough. Somebody's always doing more. They're doing this, you know. So I'm talking to my business therapist. Her name's Ryan Gillen. She's on TikTok. And she said, well, walk me through your year, you know? So I tell her about social media and sold $30 million. And she was like, so what was your goal? I said, 25. She goes, oh my God, you exceeded your goal. How'd you feel? I said, like shit. I've done nothing but cry because I'll never do it again. Now I feel like people are watching. And I go through the whole thing and she said, well, you know, talk to me about how you got there. And I was like, well, I missed kids' practices. I kicked and screamed and pushed and pulled. I was going to get this number come hell or high water. And she said, well, you'll never have a happy ending if you don't have a happy journey. And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, you know, the journey is actually the point of it all, not the ending. Like you don't get an award when you die for having hit $30 million. No one's congratulating you. Like your priorities are off. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. So how do we fix this? So a year ago in the spring, I set about fixing that and really unpacked a lot of the things, which I think also has helped my content because again, I went back to when we don't hide ourselves, when we're not ashamed of who we are or our story, um, there's nothing that can stop us because when we show up on social media, it feels very vulnerable. And so we create problems for ourselves. Like I was talking to some ladies the other day and she poked my mom nerve. I have a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old. He's a senior. And she said, well, you do all this. So I'm guessing like basically you're not there for your kids. And I was like, what'd you say? Like I was like, come again? And she's like, well, I want to be there for my kids, so I can't show up on social media like you do. And I was like, I don't know how long you think these videos are. Like, there's no special editing, like, you know. And I said, well, okay, well, let's talk about that. I said, I think it is uh, a horrible thing people get into real estate because they're going to pick their kids up from school every day. They're going to do all these things. Well, you choose your heart, right? Like if I pick my kids up from school every day or I do that, I don't get as many sales. I don't get because you only have so much time. So I work with my husband too. Um, so I said, sure, I don't hit every game, but my kids are aware that my kids actually ask them about closing costs. They'll tell you all about it. Like we make them part of what we do. But you get to pick what you do. And she's talking and I said, to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to be rude, I said, but you telling me that just sounds like a reason why you can't show up on video. Like you're just giving me an excuse as to why you can't do it and or be successful because you're a better mom than I am, because you're going to all your kids' stuff. And she goes, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I filmed a TikTok at my son's baseball game the other day. I literally walked off because he wasn't playing. So loved the other kids, didn't care. So walked off till he got up to hit, filmed a TikTok. And ironically, when I came back, there was a dad standing there and he goes, my favorite TikToker. And I was like, wait, my worlds are colliding. I'm like, you can't, what are you talking about? And I didn't realize that one of the dads of the kids follows me on TikTok. And so it was pretty funny, but
I'll never understand women at this point. I mean, now being in 2025, you will never understand the breakdown of women towards other women. You will never understand that. It's brutal. And, you know, just because you're on social media does not make you a target. Like I said, I think that's why there's so much fear of people wanting to put themselves out there. I don't like the way I look. You know, people say all the time, I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way you sound. And people are like, oh, you just need to get over it. Okay. People can't get over it because they listen to what is happening. Not listen, just look. You know, if people are overweight, especially, I just don't understand the women that just go after, especially to your face. I mean, God, the
I was,
jealousy
it
thing.
took me back for a minute. I was like, what?
Yeah. Wow, that's balls. I
Yeah.
mean, that's not even a keyboard cowboy. That's like in your face. I'd have been like, oh man, I'd be like,
I
hmm.
was like, I
Yeah,
don't,
no, and
my kids are good. Like, in fact, they're like, Mom, go work. Like, why are you here again?
Yeah.
So,
I think a thing is too is like it's unbelievable like with these keyboard warriors because like I mean I have a YouTube channel so you should see some of the trash people put on mine. And
yeah,
I'm like I do what you do. I just like broadcast it out there. I'm like, so this is what they think. And like then
yeah,
they get mad. And they're like, I'm
they
like, well, you
do.
put it on there.
They get so mad. But there's a saying that people who are doing better than you will never disparage you for trying. And so it is 100% true because I was with Compass before, and Compass has an app where you can look up agents' production anywhere in the country. Real needs to get on board with this. I will telling you, any agent who talks shit, I was like, oh, like
Uh-huh.
100%. 100% of the time, they weren't doing the
Right.
production that I was doing. Good on them. I don't care what anyone produces. You live your life, you do whatever. But it's just when you show up as yourself, it will trigger people and it triggers them to be inspired, to be better, to hate on you because you shine a light on something that they don't feel good about themselves in.
Right.
Like it's very easy for me to see some girl in a bikini with a curvy backside because I didn't get nothing and be like, ugh. And I'm like, wish I had that. Like, that's when we have a reaction like that, it's typically because it's something inside of us that we see that it's reflecting a light on. Has nothing to do with that person,
Right. Right.
So you
you
would
know.
say a lot of like kind of where you've gone. I mean, you're just being authentically you, and your people are finding you and going there and
They
just
will find you. And in fact, there's people are like, well, it's just kids that are on TikTok. They're not. If you look at my
No.
followers, the 78% of my followers are my age women. Like that, your people will find you because it's an algorithm. They want to keep you on there. So they will feed you what you like. They will feed you what you're looking for because they want you to feel right. They want you to feel righteous and they will keep you on the app. So they're going to keep giving you what you're wanting. And so that's why everyone's so, well, I'm
so
right. I'm right.
you give this authenticity, you get all these followers. Like, so how long did it take for something to just kind of like kick and you start actually seeing a return? Because I see so many people like followers to me
Oh, it doesn't
is
matter.
a very large vanity metric. It's
Yeah.
like how big is my D? Like and
Yeah.
but it's like how
Yeah.
much business are you actually getting? I see so many people talking on stages these days about, "Oh, I've got all these followers." And I'm constantly like, "How much business you
How
getting
much
for it?"
business did you get?
Well, I'm the same way. I'm always like, we did that when I came over and Kim was talking about a rev share. I'm like, show me how much money you make. Like I
Uh-huh.
like to see numbers. Like I want to see numbers
Yep.
because otherwise I just think everyone's full of shit. I started getting business probably within 3 to 4 months. And I was posting consecutively. Like this was something I did every day. It is still something I do every day.
So you
Even
post something on TikTok every single day.
every day. Yeah. I mean, there's occasions where I miss, like, I think I missed a whole week a couple months ago because we were on a cruise and I swear I thought I had posted, but I didn't. A lot of
Is
times
it
I'll,
anything and everything?
no. So I only post about real estate. So here's my pitch to you and why I think people don't get conversion on social media. One is people think that the platform, my dog is snoring asleep in the background if you hear weird
Can't
noises.
hear him.
Can't hear it.
Um, People think social media is to sell. It's not to sell. The only thing you're selling is yourself.
Hmm.
So I don't do walkthrough videos because nobody who follows me will watch them. It's not my thing. I'm what the kids call a personality hire. So it's me. Like you get me, you get my personality. Um, I never have a name tag on. I never have anything on that would make a wall go up. So, if people film and they've got a name tag on, or maybe they have like papers in their hand because they're standing in front of a house, you know what their motive is. And again, people don't care about us like we want them to or think that they should. Nobody's watching as closely. So what I have trained my audience video after video, year after year, is when they hear my name, I want them to think badass realtor, funny, has my back, like big balls, like, well, like there's things that's funny. I was teaching a class. My friend Lacey Brucci, she's with Real. She's on TikTok too. We do some classes together. We were hosting a class and we were talking about the intro. Like you go, you have a hook and then you introduce yourself. And the introduction is always followed with just a quick qualifier. And somebody was making fun of agents who did this the other day, but you have very finite amount of time to get somebody to trust you and know what you're doing. So I said, if you don't know me, my name, and the guy finished it. He goes, my name's Courtney Benson. I've been selling real estate in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area for the last 12 years. I sell about 50 homes a year. And then he goes, oh my God, why do I know that word for word? And I was like, gotcha. And I said, so what do you associate with my name? You associate real estate, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. She sells 50 homes a year. So if anyone talks about real estate in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, my name is automatically in your subconscious. It's there. Like I have trained you to think that. And he was like, God dang it. You really have, like, he didn't even realize what was happening. And so, the videos I put out is really just, there's nothing salesy about it. I'm just giving information, I'm educating, I'm entertaining, and you get to see a little bit about me. And I think what people don't understand about social media is it rewards confidence, not competence. That's why there's a lot of dumbasses with a lot of following, because it's confidence, not competence. So you can say some shit, but if you say it right, people will follow you. But I think too, and it's actually funny, Sharon just posted a video about this. I've been doing it for 12 years. And when I started in real estate, you had to be a really good realtor to get referrals. And now, about 4 years ago, it started and it's getting worse and worse. You have to be good at marketing. Real estate is secondary. So marketing comes first,
Yep.
real estate comes second. Imagine if you were good at both. Like that's the sweet spot right there. And so the videos I put out, and I will say stuff with my full chest, like, and people believe it because I believe it. Now, if I said it and I didn't believe my own words, they would be like, you're full of shit, because we have these, meters that we have, because people come at us all day long to sell us stuff. They're going to schmooze us. Oh, well, I get the cold call. Hey, Courtney. Oh my God, I follow you online. Oh, great. You schmoozed me. Now, what do you want? Like, we're so used to it. So take down all those barriers when you do your videos, like film in your car, just say something off the cuff. I don't script anything. I have an idea, I have a concept, maybe I have a hook in my head. I'm telling people they've done something wrong. People love to be told they've done something wrong. But like the biggest thing when you're filming too, and I think this is about the conversion, when it speaks to the conversion and maybe why you're not converting. And I'm in the South, right? I'm in Texas. People like tea. People like hot tea and people like cold tea. Nobody likes warm tea.
Nope.
But everyone shows up on film trying to be warm tea. So they're going to appease both sides if they don't piss anybody off. But what happens is nobody likes you. So now you don't have either side because they think you're schmarmy trying to get both sides. So make a statement. I did a video like a year and a half ago, and it went viral. In fact, the Houston Area Association of Realtors picked it up and shared it. And I said, here's why I'm never leaving feedback again. And I explained why I would never leave feedback on a showing again. And people were like, that's your job. And I was like, oh, where is that written? Did I miss that in the code of ethics? Point to it. Tell me how it's my job. And I just pop off to be, but I pissed people off. So what happens now is people either think I'm brilliant or they think I'm a dumbass. and trash takes itself out. So if you think I'm a dumbass, please show yourself up and then step aside, because the quicker I get rid of you, the more I find my people and they will come for me. And what, if you're still on the fence about video, I just want to share this with you. And it's a incredible. People who find me on social media never negotiate my compensation. Not one time. In fact, they apologize for inconveniencing me. They ask me if I have time to take them on as a client. I just got a client that has 2 deals for $2 million. And she was like, I follow you on TikTok. I know you're so busy. Do you have time to work with me? I'm like, hold on. Let me check my calendar. Yes, I'll work with you. And when it's crazy, because when people are struggling for business, I'm like, this is insane. Like, people call me like, oh, thank you so much for taking me on. I so appreciate you. Like, it is just the coolest thing ever. And it's all because of connection. So it's the same thing. I'll go and comment on other people's. Anytime somebody comments on my post, I will respond back. If you can respond in 6 characters or more, like the algorithm likes when you write something more than thank you or a little heart. Like, if you can respond and give it at least a couple of words, that will help perpetuate it. When you're thinking about doing video, think about things that are shareable, and think about when you share things with other people, why? It's because it made you laugh, it made you think, there was something in it that somebody didn't know that you had to share. So when your videos are shareable, that's when they go viral. My first viral video I did was about magnets. So I did a video, it was real off the cuff, where I told people, here are 3 reasons why your house looks cheap and nobody's buying it. Well, instantly people are like, what do you mean my house looks cheap? Who's this bitch? Like that is like, that's what goes off in your head, right? So where you might have an agent who's like, turns on their camera and they're like, hi, my name is Courtney and I sell houses in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. If you're getting ready to sell your house, here are 3 things that I'm bored. So I come on camera. I'm usually mid-sentence when I'm talking, because there's nobody, you have not a second for people to be engaged. So I'm talking, I'm mid-sentence, I'm coming at you, I'm moving towards the camera, I'm animated. Here are 3 things that make your house look cheap and why nobody wants it. Well, what's she gonna say? Will she think my house looks cheap? Now you're engaged, because either you're gonna say I'm right or I'm wrong. One of them was, take the damn magnets off your fridge because nobody cares that you went to Colorado. It looks cheap.
I'm going to tell you right now, you pitched that. And as soon as you did that, I was like, as
Yeah.
soon as you just moved towards the camera, like, even we're just on the mastermind, I was like, I would watch. What are you going to say about my house? Like, instantly, like, I was just kind of like, here.
Yeah. Your short curtain, your refrigerator magnets. And I mean, people went insane about the refrigerator magnet. My kids live in Colorado and I don't give a shit.
Don't care.
And
Take it off.
so then, because I'm obnoxious, I went and hung my real estate awards up with my refrigerator magnets in another video, as just to mock everybody. But it is a way to say something, and it's how you say it. Now, I could have said, it would be really great if you take down your refrigerator magnets because it just feels cluttered. I talk a lot about the psychology of real estate, because then people will make comments like, you're dumb, refrigerator magnets have nothing to do with the value of my home. In fact, Chad, they sure do, because somebody's going to walk into your home and they're going to see the refrigerator magnets and there's something about it. You walk into a house and there's something about it. We're selling a lifestyle. They don't want the same lifestyle they're walking away from. And they don't want your dirty furniture and your refrigerator magnets, which I know none of it convey, but it gives an overall feeling, because buyers are emotional. And I said in the video, here's why you want to listen to me, because I'm the one who gets in the car with them after looking at your house and I get to hear everything they say about your home. So now you're like, oh, she's an insider. She's going to tell us what they're talking smack about our house. She's going to tell us what they're saying.
Yep.
So establishing yourself as being credible and as being the source, but don't be afraid to not hurt people's feelings. Like that, that's what it's about.
We have a
We
question.
do have one question in the chat.
Yeah,
Someone was asking, what do you use to record your TikTok videos?
just my phone.
Thank you.
It would be a good day if I had a light on me.
Do you
Like
use
Yeah,
an app
good.
or something or nothing? Just
I film in TikTok and I edit in TikTok. I
done.
don't
Done.
CapCut. I don't do
Easy.
anything. So when I film, though, I typically am like this. So I didn't start out with the filming style that I have, but some sort of intention, other than I didn't want people to see my body. So I filmed fairly close to the camera because it edited me out. And then what I learned actually was doing that felt intimate to people, like I was in their face, like we were close together. And so it was not intentional, but it worked out. But I have my finger on the record button. So I will say something and I will stop it. I will say something and I will stop it. And then when you go back and edit, you can trim the ends. So I will trim off the ends of words. It's all about keeping people there. So you have visual hooks and you have verbal hooks. And the verbal hook part is as I'm talking and it clips off, your brain automatically finishes my sentence. But before you can complete that thought, I'm already talking about something else. So you're always just a little bit behind me. And so it just kind of keeps people there. And
Hmm.
it's the same thing with a visual hook. Like all of people say, well, you know, you don't get any decent clients off there. I just yesterday, my 81st call, $800,000. He's buyer from TikTok. What is behind you is actually sometimes more important than what you say. People are very visual. So they're scanning. People scan you, right? They want to know. People like to work with people that look like them, sound like them, live similar lives as them. So they're looking for a connection with you. So if what you have behind you doesn't speak to the clients that you want to obtain, then you need to figure that out. So if you're filming in front of a first-time home buyer house, or you've got a background that maybe would speak to a first-time home buyer, those are the people that will connect with you. I have this wallpaper, this stupid expensive wallpaper that looks like a kid drew it, but it was a stupid expensive wallpaper. There are people who will make comments like, "Oh, I see your Highgate West wallpaper." Like they know. So that is a connection that we have together, that doesn't need to be said. It is a subconscious connection that they're making with me. I You can look around. Sometimes you'll see my kids, not all the time, but people know I'm a mom. Like I don't have to say these things. I don't have to tell people necessarily. I don't have to stand in front of a sold sign or stand in front of my logo because that's cheesy and it feels like you're selling something. So all they know is I'm their best friend who's giving them the real information. And so
Mhm.
I'm very trustworthy because of that, because I'm not selling them anything, but they're picking up context clues. Like I used to film in my Tesla. Well, if you have a Tesla, you know it's a Tesla. So you make assumptions about me because of that. And if you're the kind of person who would also drive one, then you might think I'm a great person. If you don't, you might think I'm a piece of shit. Whatever. And if you do, I don't want to work with you anyways. Like you find your people. So don't be afraid to do that. Be aware of what you're filming around, because people will look at that more. Like, have you ever seen like MLS photos and there's like crap on a table in the back and you're like zooming in? Like, that's what people do. Like, they want hints of your life. But every video I do is about real estate. It's always about real estate. On Sunday, I do a video called the Sunday Gratitude Post. My Sunday gratitude post came out of people asking me personal questions like, show me your outfit, or like, people who were interested in my life, like the behind the scenes. So I put together on a Sunday, it's my weekend photos. I call it Sunday Gratitude, my weekend photos. And I go through and I put together all of the photos that I took that week, but I also include all my solds, all my coming soons, all my active listings. They're at the very end of the video and it is 20 seconds and it is quick. And what that does, it's a reinforcement movie. Like people will watch it. It's 20 seconds, it's set to music, and you will form an overall opinion about me in those 20 seconds. You'll be like, oh, she likes trendy stuff. Oh, she's got kids. Holy shit, look at all of her listings. Oh, she's busy. Oh, she's speaking. Oh, she's doing this. And so I'm teaching people what I want them to know about me. And so that's what's so cool about what we're doing. And it's an authentic version of me. It's not a made up version of me, but I'm telling people what I want them to know about me. So anytime I post a video, it speaks to my brand and it speaks to who I am. And if it can't speak to who I am and what I do, then I don't post it. Period. Like that is it. And I want to be known for real estate because that's how I feed my family. And so if they want to know more about me, they can look at the Sunday video, but real estate is my thing. And so what happens is sometimes agents will post, like one day you post a static picture of your sold and you're with your clients and you're like sold, like you're showing I was successful. And then the next day you're at your daughter's cheer camp and then you're out on the lake with your friends and then you're doing an under contract. Like nobody cares enough about you to follow that. Like, what are you doing for me? If I'm going to spend 30 seconds watching your video, you're going to educate me, entertain me, or inspire me. And if you don't know who you are and who you're talking to, why do I care? So when my face shows up, I assume, I hope, somebody tell me differently, that you think I'm either going to make you laugh, I'm going to teach you something, I'm going to make you feel good, or I'm going to piss you off. Either way, you're there for it. And I would say this is like when we start in real estate, I didn't even take my Ritalin today, and I'm just going. Like
This is an honest location.
I
This is
love
a
it.
safe space.
I haven't talked since yesterday afternoon to save my voice. So apparently, I'm using all my words. Um, what was I saying? I don't remember now. Um, anyways, we teach people what we want them to think of us, and so you need to be very concise with that message. So I was saying, like, if you have kids. You know how when your kids were little, they would watch the same damn episode of a cartoon over and over again, like the same freaking episode. And you're like, oh my God. But we also do it as adults. Like I do that with my 600-pound life. Like I just watch the same show. And it's because it's comforting, right? Like we're not surprised. We know the dialogue, we know what's going to happen. And so there's a comfort level to us. So when you see the same person on social media day after day, you stop because they're comforting to you. Like you've invested in them. And it's like a little dose of comfort. And what we're seeing is, we get into real estate and everyone talks about your sphere. Like reach out to your sphere. The people on social media who do it consistently are the new sphere. So people doing quarterly pop buys, you sending out a once a month email or your weekend go do this or whatever. No, that people don't connect with that anymore. So I have now become more a part of people's sphere than the people in their actual lives, and they've never met me. And I know this because when I meet them in person, it is wild. Like I did a Zoom call. I'll do a Zoom call with people who find me. And I did one the other day and we're getting ready to list her house, $1.2 million. So yes, they are on TikTok. And she didn't know her camera, her volume was on. And I was sitting there and I had my AC/DC t-shirt on because I was like, I'm not changing. And she got on camera and she looks at her husband. She goes, oh, there she is. Like that was her reaction when she saw my face. She doesn't know me. She's never met me, but she could tell me all about me. And I was like, absolutely. And so I now have a one-sided relationship with her more than anyone who sold her the house, who's dropping by on occasion or whatever. We have this relationship through social media. And so what you're going to find is that these agents who are showing up every day, authentically responding to people and building connections with them online are going to take over people's spheres.
Yeah, that's completely true. Like, and I think that also goes with like the vanity metric thing that I mentioned earlier. Like, I don't care what people say about like I don't do TikTok. I love to consume TikTok, but I don't necessarily do TikTok. But I do YouTube. And people make comments. They're like, "Well, you only have like 675 followers." I'm like, "Yep, but you want to see what my CRM looks like and how many people call me?" And just like you, they call me, they know everything about me and I know nothing about them. And it's just like, it
Weird.
is the wildest phone
Yeah.
call that you can ever get.
Yeah.
And it's from authenticity. So
Yep.
like you do this and like we sit and we like people are like, "Oh, hey, like can you edit my channel? Can you edit my, my social media? Tell me what you think." And like if I get to know you and I watch your Instagram or your TikTok or your YouTube and I know you as a person, and it doesn't take very long, and I can see that there's a difference between those two, it is going to be very quick when that client meets you or that person meets you in person, they're going to realize that you are two different people
Yeah.
and you can be anyone you want on the internet. But the people that truly succeed using social media are the people that are authentically themselves and just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because if you're like you've heard it through many different channels, many different masterminds, if you are marketing to everyone, you are marketing to no one.
No one. No.
And so
100%.
you need to identify who your people are. And if that requires like, I mean, I did a deep dive on this earlier this year too, where I dug in. I was like, okay, all the people that I have helped, who are they? What are their demographics? What are the things? Okay. I have two retirees moving from California. So they're like 50, 67, 60 years old, married, grown kids, that kind of thing. And then people that are like in their 30s and 40s and that accidentally had children. Like it's really funny. So they're like accidental parents, like they weren't
Yeah.
intending to have
Yeah.
parents or to be parents, right? And maybe not at that time or like at all. And then they were. And so it's really fun because like I mean, my husband and I are total dinks, but like when you find those people and they find you, they connect with who you are, and then they meet you in person, it's just amazing. Like the energy, they will be loyal to you for the rest of their time because you are authentically
And that's what you
you
want.
care, and you want to be that person. So I really feel like it doesn't necessarily matter what social media you're using. It's just
No.
authentically be you, find your people, and you
You
will
do.
succeed.
And back to what you said before about the follower count, it doesn't matter. Like there are people who have 3 times that I'm friends with on TikTok have 3 times as many followers. We do the same business. So I do anywhere from 15 to 20 million a year just off of TikTok. And it's not a follower count thing at all.
Mhm.
It's who you connect with and who your audience is. But they have to find something in you that sparks something in them. So you will find your people. 100%. You're not going to get there's not going to be a bunch of 16-year-olds following you. Like I would get, "Oh, you just have like a bunch of like older ladies following you." I'm like, "We have the money." I am
Exactly.
A-okay that
That's
I don't
right.
have a bunch of 20-year-olds following me because
Yep.
they're not buying houses. So like, I don't know what you think I do, but um,
I think connection is important, like you said. And I think even now more than ever, people are looking for that connection. Like we always
yes,
said, like even on the women's side, women need women, people need people right now, and they're looking for that, they're looking for something to connect with. So it's better to be on that positive side and know who you are and come off as authentic because you can tell people, like I know people and I see them on Facebook and I'm like, I know that's a facade,
yeah.
and I'm thinking to myself, geez, you'd get more people if you were your actual self. I mean, I don't mean go over and throw all up over all of, if it's, I don't mean that, but I mean, everybody wants to hear the good, bad, the ugly. Nobody's life is perfect. And
Well,
when
there's
you
a
spend,
couple agents in our market, Patricia, that could be less of themselves.
oh, there are a couple that themselves. And I watch her and I'm
And
like,
I'm like,
oh
"Oh,
my,
that's an inside voice."
yeah. And how about when people say, I think I'm probably too much. And I'm like, all right, if
Yeah,
you're saying that,
yeah, yeah.
you know
We,
people, you're
we
too much.
actually might be talking about the same person.
We
Uh,
probably are. Oh my
so
No,
God.
no, no, ladies.
somebody asked about I do post my TikToks to Instagram too, because I'm just lazy like that. Like I will repurpose some content. Like I don't care. And my Instagram has really picked up because I think Instagram's trying to move over to more like TikTok. So you're going to start seeing a little bit of that. So I've noticed since because when I joined with Reel, I was at I think I had like 4,000. Instagram followers. I never really posted on it. And now I have almost 9,000. So just in that amount of time. And that was just literally using the same content. So once you post on TikTok, you can hit download. It'll save it without the TikTok
Watermark.
watermark.
Yeah.
And I'll just repurpose it. Things too that help is being able to speak in SEO. So if you're talking about your area, make sure that you're saying what you do and where you do it. So if you're talking about a neighborhood, I may be saying, I'm Courtney Benson. I sell real estate in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. I give my spiel. This is in McKinney, Texas, or I was downtown. I did one the other day at my son's baseball game, and I talked about baseball in North Dallas, Texas. So the things that you're saying, think about saying the words and the phrases that people would look up. TikTok is a search engine. So people will they may look up North Dallas, Texas baseball. Well, I'm going to show up simply because I said it, and then I'll also put it in the description. So the words that I'm using that are those key words that will identify where I'm located and maybe like what somebody would look up, like homes for sale in McKinney, Texas, or moving to Frisco, Texas, or something like that. When I say it, I will also put it in description. And make sure your captions are always on because the algorithm reads, it can't hear you. So what it's picking up to categorize you is based off of what you type in there and also what is typed across the screen. So for instance, like people would type in Dallas, Texas. You would naturally type in Dallas TX. You would not type out TEXAS. So in the captions, I will change the word Texas to TX. So that keeps perpetuating.
Yeah.
Like,
we are wrapping up. So Courtney, what's like one last, like something you would give advice for somebody that, to go ahead and like, all right, get off the edge. Let's go. Let's do it.
I guess you have to find your reason for why you want to do it. I like money, and I know it's a direct impact of my money. I know that if I make videos, then I make money. And I lost it all at one point, and I don't ever want to do that again. So that is my why. I don't ever want to have to compromise myself because I don't have the ability to care for my family. So that is what drives me. But you have to find, it has to be a greater reason than your struggle. Like I love the saying, pick your hard. It's, there's always there's always a trade-off. So if your hard is you want to cold call or door knock or hound your sphere or whatever you want to do, then that's your hard. If you want to figure out how you can put video into your life, then that's your hard. Like for me, I will say the biggest thing is an attraction marketing piece. So the days of taking people to coffee and all, nobody wants to go to coffee with us. Like they don't care. So when you're doing video and you're marketing on video, you're marketing yourself, you are fishing with a net. So I throw it out there. It's evergreen content. It works while I'm sleeping. And then people just come directly to me. If you're doing these one-offs where you're maybe sending a postcard or you're doing a drip campaign or you're taking people to coffee, you're fishing with a fishing pole. You'll get there, but it'll be damn slow and you'll be tired and a little bit broke by the time you're done. I spend $0 on marketing myself, and my ROI is exceptional. And that's because I market with a net. I'm throwing it out there, and the people who come to me love me, and the ones who fall out of the net hope they get eaten by a shark. Like, don't care, they're gone. So
Love it.
you gotta pick your hard, and you gotta find out why you're doing it, because that's what's gonna pull you through, and if you need somebody to hold you accountable, then you're not aligned with what you're doing. So figure out if this is something that aligns with who you are as a person. And if it does, then you will work through figuring it out. If you absolutely have a reason as to why it will never work for you, then I will promise you it won't work for you. So you just have to.
Exactly. Courtney, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us, even with the voice and the snoring dog.
I hope I did answer everyone's questions.
Oh my gosh, you were amazing. I mean, I got so much like good conversation and so many good thoughts, and just the energy that you bring has been amazing too. Cause there's just been so much. And so it's just great to have refreshing like honesty sometimes. Just
Beyond.
not pulling any punches about the social media aspect of things. So you guys, if you get a chance, please go follow. If you do the TikTok, go follow Courtney on TikTok, maybe Instagram, whatever your preferred
Instagram
is.
too. Yes.
She's been awesome. I'm super excited. Courtney, are you going to Rise?
Yes.
Yay.
Okay.
Make
Oh
sure you
Yay.
do the
oh yeah.
breakfast.
That is the
Yeah.
best.
Well,
That is the best event ever.
I'm
Oh,
excited to meet you in person.
yes. I'm so,
We can see how tall you are off the
yes.
camera. We can
He's
measure.
tall.
We'll measure.
Um,
The
and
tall girls of real. We'll have our own group.
we do have our own
Hey.
group, by the way. Just so you know. Sorry,
Good.
Patricia,
Oh,
you're not a
good.
member.
6 feet and above. Is that where we're at?
Yes. So, yes, we have a few more things, great things coming. Obviously, we will have another mastermind next month. And just as a little teaser, we are going to be talking about actually how to succeed at conferencing because
Yes.
conference season is coming up, Rise is coming up. And so it's more than just going, it's going with a plan. What's the plan?
What
How
to
to do
do.
the action items. So we're going to talk about that next month in the mastermind. And I think Cynthia Peacock from New
Got
York is going to be taking care of that for us. I put a bunch of links in the chat for like if you want to sign up for the newsletter, if you want to get involved more, please sign up on the sheet. And then Facebook, Instagram, follow us. But thank you so much, everyone, for coming.
Thank
It was
you.
great to see everybody. Thank you, Courtney, for being
Yes.
with us.
And ladies,
Um,
next month we're gonna have a really cool charity event. So for the women of Real. So please, that's good. You can take out to the public. We're really excited to. We'll start marketing the last week of September. So look out for that. And if you do go to Rise, we are going to have a breakfast. So make sure you sign up. It's a newsletter came out today. So make sure you sign up for that.
all right, everybody.
Thank
Have
you,
a
Courtney.
wonderful rest of your
Thank
week.
you.
Be authentic. Go tear it up, and we will see you later.
Be positive.
Bye, guys. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
All right. Bye, everybody.